What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. It's episode number 5. We start today's stuff on the back of the goalless draw against Stevenage to look out fixtures for November. Just the 4 games coming in November. We've got Hartlepool, the league leaders, away, Swindon Town at home, then Crawley away, and Colchester United in a reasonably and relatively quiet month of November. They don't come around very often in the Football League. Also a new scouting update and of course an academy update as well. We put one more player into our academy, and to be fair, as I changed the position of Tony Matthews to a left wing back, we see here Alex Johnson. This guy, I gotta say, he looks, interesting, to say the very least. A really physical player with 88 aggression, 81 jumping, 68 stamina, 75 strength, and 73 for sprint speed, and 76 acceleration. Now, he's come out of the academy at 5'10", striker by trade. I honestly don't. I think this guy could literally play anywhere. As you can see, Matthews, I'm so desperate to put this guy on my first team, man, and check his potential. I don't think it will have a potential tag. It's just I don't think he'll have a potential tag. I think it's going to be high 70, mid to high 70 potential, but I'll take it, no doubt about it. But that guy could literally play anywhere, man. He's 58 overall. We've given him the target man development plan for now. That will get his attacking work rate up to high. And to be fair, since we are struggling to score goals, who knows? Maybe this could be the guy that bangs him in for us. He's 16 years old, but I'm going to wait until he turns 60 overall. Then I'll promote him. Then we can check his potential, if he has any, and see how he looks. Anyway, for the first game of today's episode, massive one here at the top of the table, away against Hartlepool United. Heading into this game, I think a win would take us top of the table. As we know, to start the season off, we're doing fine. Like, we're doing alright, there's no doubt about it. But a common theme in this year's FIFA continues in this save, and that's scoring goals. And that's why 19 minutes in, I was quite surprised to see this. First shot on target, first goal. Isaac Davis gets the ball out of his feet, drills one towards the back stick, and finds the back of the net as well. Hartlepool 0, Newport County 1, and then a few minutes later, as Lewis storms down that left-hand side, rolls it through to Colwill, who've just trained to be a left winger in this team, beats his man with a glorious little body feint, and then rolls it to Isaac Davis, the former Bluebird, who bangs it in off the post as he clips the white beam and finds the back of the net. Yeah, brace for Davis, 23 minutes in. And Newport County have gone 2-0 up against the league leaders away from home. And then at 7 minutes before the break, once again it's Davis and Colwill causing problems, and the scorer turns provider as our new transitioned to left winger makes it free with his first goal of the season. And I literally did not know what to think. Like, I've been struggling all season long to score goals, and here's the secret, I think. You would have seen pre-game as Hartlepool try and get back in the game, but look at this for defending a goalkeeper. Glorious effort there. You would have seen pre-game, where you might have noticed it. If you didn't, I'll reveal the secret. I changed the half length from 4 minutes to 6, and if you're watching my Brentford Career Mode right now, then firstly, hope you guys are enjoying it. It's been a wild ride, and I can't wait for the new season to start tomorrow. Yeah, I think since I changed from 4 to 6 minute halves in the Brentford Career Mode, I have noticed I've scored quite a few more goals, and whilst I am still struggling to score, it's not as bad as before, and maybe that was the key in this game. It's, oh god, I love this kid, man. Rashesha, brought him in from Swansea City. He's become my favourite player in this team. It's his third goal for the right wing back already. He might have a potential tag, but he's starting practically every game, man. This kid, I tell you, there's just something about him. I don't know what it is, but I really like it. Bangs it in off the underside of the crossbar. Again, he's got okay pace. Train the stamina up and get those high work rates, and this guy is definitely going to be my favourite player in this Newport County team. Who knows, future captain? We're not entirely sure just yet. But yeah, I think that is definitely helping, you know, changing the half length up from 4 minutes to 6. And, you know, the reason why I play on 4 minutes, or I used to play on 4 minutes, is quite simple, to be honest. It's just time. You know, it takes a long time to play through the games, because you might think 6 minute halves means it's a 12-minute game, but it really isn't. It's longer than that due to the cinematics and the statistics and the loading times and so on and so forth. It takes a while to get through the games. When the ball goes dead, for example, you've got a stoppage in play. So yeah, things do take a little bit longer than that. So really the key reason why I always played on 4 minutes was for time. And I always felt, you know, playing on 4 minutes in previous FIFAs gave me more of a sense of urgency, if you know what I mean. I was like, well, I'm not going to get as many chances if I play on 6 minutes, so I've got to make sure I take the ones I get. But in this FIFA, because of how hard it is to convert your opportunities, I think that's the key, really. If you are struggling to score goals like I am in this FIFA, don't change the difficulty, don't change the sliders, but just play on a longer half length. I know the games will take longer to get through, but see if that helps you, because it certainly has for me so far. Having said that, in the following game, I bumped the half length down to 5 minutes, and we got battered by 3-0. So, yeah, a little bit of a different type of game there against Swindon Town. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I mean, I thrashed the league leaders Hartlepool 4-1 away, and then a 3-0 loss at home to Swindon. I think, again, I mentioned it in the very first episode, that's kind of what lower league football is all about, though. Everyone knows this. It's just so chaotic. I mean, there's very little that the form book means at times, you know. It's crazy how anything can happen in the lower league. So I guess I wasn't that surprised, whilst it was a bit of a shocking result that we were beaten by 3-0. Anyway, for the following game, bumped it back up to 6 minutes to take on Crawley Town away from home here. Another massive battle at the top of the table, just like in our first game against Hartlepool, and unfortunately conceded a minute after the restart, with Ashford scoring a glorious bending effort from just inside the area. We talked about how long shots are quite OP this year, especially for the AI. Frustrating goal to concede, because you would have noticed before he took aim, we were about to win possession back, and then the first touch deflected straight back to our opponents. And that is definitely something I think EA need to tweak going forward in this FIFA. I've mentioned before, like, first and second touches at times are absolutely horrific, and the games are so scrappy because of that. I lose possession more, not because of tackles or misplaced passes, but because of poor first and second touches and dribbles getting the ball out of the feet. That's how I lose possession more often than not in this year's FIFA, and that's quite unrealistic. But even so, we drew the game 1-1. Bowen scored our equalising goal. It was an amazing goal as well. He ran. I was going to say he ran. He dribbled from just inside his own half. And I just kept going. It was such a funny goal, because I literally just kept going. I just kept dribbling. And again, I was about to say run, but I just walked. I just walked all the way up the pitch. Found a bit of space, unfazed, no pressure, and banged it into the top corner. So 1-1 there, and then following that away against the U's, Colchester United. Another frustrating game here. Had some chances, but unfortunately just couldn't take them. This shot cannoning off the roof of the crossbar in a goalless draw away from home. So yeah, back-to-back draws. Very frustrating indeed. Very frustrating run for Newport County. And that's why, as you can see here, 19 games into the season, 4 games for the halfway point. We've now dropped out of the playoffs on goal difference to Harrogate Town and dropped down the table to 9th place. It's so crazy how tight it is though, man, seriously. And I mentioned before, league tables in this year's FIFA. Again, I think it's another thing that EA need to tweak going forward. As you see, our very busy month of December, loads of fixtures, including the FA Cup second round away against Scunthorpe United. The draws, there's an excessive amount of draws in this year's FIFA. AI teams drawing with each other, and then subsequently drawing with you as well. I think it's something that, again, is needing to be looked at by EA going forward, because it means the league tables are just so congested. There's very little separation, and again, it's something that kind of breaks away from the realism of it, you know. But also another scouting update and an academy update as well. We're still waiting for like a standout player to come into our academy, but again, with a 2-star judgment scout, that is to be expected. I'm not really expecting anyone from our scout this year. I would love it if he finds a player with even showing great potential. That would be like winning the lottery with Newport County, a player with like 80 to 84 potential. But even so, for now, I'm not getting my hopes up too much. Anyone half decent, I'll take for now. Still, for the penultimate game of today's episode, Scunthorpe United away, FA Cup second round. And I mentioned before, the cups in the first season with Newport County really aren't going to mean anything. We kind of threw away the EFL trophy because I just wasn't fussed. And the FA Cup is kind of similar. Newport have had a great record in recent years with some cup giant killings, but I really wasn't too fussed about this. The one thing I didn't want was a cup replay. The one thing I got was a cup replay. Yeah, we took the lead early on in the first half, and then Scunthorpe levelled in the final minute of normal time. So frustrating because, as I mentioned before, to me, there's just far too many games in lower league football. You play a minimum of 50 games. A minimum. 50 games minimum a season. You've got the 46 league games, then at least 2 EFL trophy games, then at least 1 EFL Cup game, and at least 1 FA Cup game. So yeah, you do the maths, that's 50. Minimum of 50 games, that's far too much. So adding a replay is not what we need in already a busy month of December. But for the final games of this episode, Sutton United here, Rodney Parade, aiming to get back to winning ways after a really frustrating and tough run of form. And 16 minutes to go would do so as well. A game of few chances, but Sam Pearson, the former Robin, runs through one-on-one, gets away from defenders, and again, this is why I'm training my players to get their pace up, because in lower league football, physicality is much more preferable. Big win there, 1-0, fist pump from me on the sidelines, because that victory puts us back in the playoffs for now. But again, due to how congested it is, it's ridiculous. We're only 2 points off the league leaders, Bradford City, who are top of the table. But we're also only 8 points clear of Colchester United in 18th place. It's been a bizarre first half of the season. That was this episode of Club and Country, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you for the next episode of CNC very soon.